Welcome, everybody, to the Licensing Committee of Community Board One. I'm Susan Cole, the chair. My co-chair to my left is Francis Curtis, and to my right is our staff person, Onej.
The person you speak to all the time and send all your
Like
documents to.
Yeah, James. And off we go. We're gonna start with our outdoor dining, my least favorite thing. I'm just letting you know that. I find all of it offensive, but I just want to be on record, okay?
We both do. We both feel
Um,
the same way.
But I just want to inform my board just for a minute. Remember 48 Wall? They were gonna do, we all went and they were gonna do a big, in the landmark building. It's like on the corner of Wall and William, they were gonna do a circus all there. Gone, not gonna happen. And instead, the guy who does his one events is back.
The one with all the noise
And
and
everything,
people spilling out into.
just so you know. Okay,
It's coming.
so we're gonna start with 78. Read that has,
78 Reed?
Yes.
you have an application? And do you have any stuff for it? Oh, thank you. And please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Rafael Hassid.
Raphael, pleasure. All right, you're now fair, Ms. Bronet. You done?
Thank you. 78 Reed?
Can be closed.
Sundays till 11 p.m.
This is roadway.
It's roadway, isn't it?
No, this
No, that's what
This
it
is sidewalk.
is.
You don't have roadway.
So we, originally, we thought, but we not gonna,
Okay.
we, already, you know, for the neighborhood and that.
Yeah, but these pictures.
Just like I said, just notice.
The roadway has been taken down, Francis.
I know, I mean, it's confusing. You shouldn't be here,
Okay.
because all we want to
That's
see
it,
is
but I
ones
see.
with the
But
sidewalk.
you're not gonna have that sidewalk up that I see here.
It closed.
That's enclosed.
Yeah, we took that off too.
You took that
Yeah,
off.
it's just gonna be table, chairs and umbrellas.
Yeah, well, we need to see that.
I need you to do a rendering or a drawing.
It's the last page.
I see.
We don't do the umbrellas.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
just, you know,
We
regular.
gotta see them.
Okay.
Because
Or
it-
just the set, you're not gonna have the umbrellas up, I understand, and you're not gonna have the tables out. Just send us a picture that
No
it's
problem.
blank, that the roadway's blank
Yeah.
and that where the street is gonna be. That's all I would like, and that it gives us a perspective.
Yes.
Fair enough?
But do we have these 4 tops or do we have? What's that?
What?
What's that? Go back. What is that?
Oh, that is the floor lines.
That's what it's going to look like
Outside. So
outside.
what's this?
That's the same thing,
So,
but this is.
those are singles and these are 4 tops.
That's it, these are, what's the,
It's,
yeah.
it's, can be put both ways because it's 5 feet if you go this way and 4 feet if you go this way. We're probably gonna go this way.
Yeah, but see, we need a rendering
what-
that's accurate.
Okay, I'll send it tomorrow. I'll send the whole.
So so we're on record, so that
Yes.
we know. It's going to be this, what's in here.
Yes.
It's going to be the 4, it's going to be 24 seats.
Yes.
The way I
No,
have.
no, not 24.
Well, I don't know the way I count.
Oh, yeah, 24.
See, but we need to see where the umbrellas are,
It's 24.
because it has to be moved to wall. So we need
Well,
to
the
see what
umbrellas
that
are gonna be
Better
even by the
with
tables.
with this one, yeah,
Yeah,
They
this
gotta
is
wear the
24.
umbrellas?
just like in between the tables so they can cover the table.
But they have to be, you have to be able to walk. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I have,
No, but
there's
that
plenty
umbrella's
of
gonna be
space.
smaller than the,
The base of the umbrella?
umbrella is small, you know, like a water base.
Okay.
That you fill up water.
Normally, we'd like to have a
we
rendering
need-
that indicates everything, so that we
Yeah,
can see
but
it.
I understand.
Yeah,
Great.
I'll get it.
Sending it,
So it's 12, I'm not worried.
One
about
more
that.
question. What is the distance
you're gonna do
between
this.
the edge of your outside at the edge of the table because your server has to be able to walk there.
They walk on the other side.
No, they can't walk on the pavement.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm looking the upside down.
You see, they can't walk
It's
out.
about a foot and a half,
Okay, so we have to have that indicated
Yeah.
also.
no problem.
But
So
have
that's-
is enough for your,
Yeah, just to
Server to
pass
be
the
able to
food,
walk.
it's not, they're gonna hang out there.
enough, they're gonna sit down and eat the food.
I'm gonna, I didn't do it yet. I'm gonna send the email tomorrow because we have, like banners. So you're
Okay.
gonna be able to, they won't be able to serve from around the banners. It's just
Okay.
gonna be.
That's great, and it has to be accessible
Yes.
Right.
for wheelchair,
Yes, sir.
or at least one.
Yeah, two areas will be,
That's
the
correct.
first two areas.
That's
will be-
correct.
How many
Okay,
bathrooms?
well, the bathrooms are inside, there are no bathrooms outside.
No, we have.
How many bathrooms do you have on site? 4. And one is accessible or 1 or 2? Okay,
What is your inside occupancy?
Around 86.
86 plus 24.
That's good, that's fine. One bathroom every 74 people.
So we do,
he's got his other license, I don't need to worry about that, because this is outside, and he would have had a load from you. From the before. We're not, that's not it. No, he's gonna send us all the stuff he's gonna put in.
and show us where the space is.
Yeah, and you're gonna show us where your staff is gonna
Okay,
get
so
in.
we have to have it so we can see it at the executive committee meeting.
I'm gonna send it tomorrow. And another thing, I'm gonna probably reduce the amount of the seats. It's not gonna be so many, less.
Well, no, you have, this is what you submitted today, which is
Yeah,
24.
I'm gonna,
You're gonna really reduce it, okay. So I would like, a conditional resolution
sure.
Based
with,
on,
based on all the information we get
that's supposed to
today.
be right, and we can put it on the agenda for the executive committee.
Yeah,
You guys good with that?
all right, do I have a? Going back on the agenda? It's going back on the executive, but we're gonna give a conditional approval. It's gonna go to executive and they have to finally approve it because of. all
Based
the-
on, he's gotta send it in.
So Mitch, Pat, do I have a motion?
Sure.
Conditional, second, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And anybody online?
You said Joe, there's nobody.
Nobody on. 2 or 5, it has to go to the,
So yeah, because we don't have a form.
no, it has to go to them anyway.
And I'm on my way to the meeting too. Yes,
Thank you.
Mariama.
There.
Yeah, we have that same email we used.
Yeah. Because I don't have a
Inez, did you get my vote?
number 1. And number 2, I don't have the final information. Okay?
Inez, did you get my vote?
It's now on, but we
But
don't
we
have
have
it
to-
today.
We still don't have a form.
No, did she hear?
Yeah, she said.
Off the record, we have the best bus spots in 1903.
That's what?
We'll have to come visit.
All right, we'll come Friday.
We'll have to come try. We're doing a comparison.
It's very good.
For sure.
Gonna get the best spot.
That's what's about.
Okay. The next one we have
Is one,
Did you guys get my vote?
yes,
Okay.
thank you. We're doing 154 chambers, church, sorry. The Little Italy.
anybody here? I guess not, so we'll skip it and go to 50 Fulton Street.
But that's the pizza shop that's on the corner of Chambers and Church, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not here.
Thanks, Mitch. 50 Fulton.
Oh, 50 Fulton, my favorite place.
Thank you very much. You only have one?
That's okay, I know. I know what it
All
looks
right,
like, I
Kevin.
know it's fine. Call the question.
Let's have a quick.
The hour, I'm gonna tell everybody, the hours are fine, they're 7 to 11. They're, what do you have?
Sunday's fine? Sunday's fine?
Tables.
Sunday is okay? And we didn't tell this gentleman either. Wow, I thought Sunday we did till
It's
10.
11,
That's 11 a.m.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
Sunday, 11 a.m.
Oh, they're only open on
I
Sunday
made
for
a
a
mistake.
couple hours?
So it's 10.
Sunday has to be 10.
It's 11 a.m., not p.m.
Yes, no, that was a mistake.
Oh,
So we have to tell him for last one. Thank you.
So Sunday's the only day that has to change, I close now.
But it's fine. Hi.
Hey.
So could, if anybody,
Hold the question.
second, all in favor,
Oh, this is.
and Mariana?
Yes,
Good.
Mariana, yes.
Bye.
Susan, somebody was online.
Mariana.
Oh, and you
Yeah,
know
Pat.
it.
Hey, Joel.
You don't need this one. So this is this. All right.
Okay, now we got, well, this, they need stuff, they need.
Where we going now?
Next to, we don't.
213 front?
Karen here.
Yeah.
13, fine.
Number 5.
Joel?
Your Dorlands?
Yep.
How do you do?
Good.
I do, well. All right. Everybody got Dorlands?
Did we get?
We're on the next one.
Yeah, did we get paperwork?
He didn't bring for everybody. I just like
Ona's gonna see if she can put it online, up on the blackboard. Hello, Joel.
It says to bring it for everyone, bring enough copies.
Yeah. Not for these.
So is it the? No.
Oh, you can't have 2 AM,
No, not for outdoor, of course.
but that's, did you just put your hours,
This is
what you have?
business hours.
Yeah. I
We
know
have
that,
to
it's always,
find a way to clarify that, because we see that a lot and we get along. No.
Okay, so it is, Sunday, 10 PM, and the others you can have till, midnight, till,
midnight, oh, okay.
that's what they allow.
Yeah, we usually finished up at 11 outside. just
That's
because
great.
people live right above us.
But, so should we put 11?
You can put 11.
Oh, I'd love it.
Variance?
You could, you could ask, I don't know. So before we do, let's just go, you have 16 outside.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, it's crowded where you are.
yeah.
Very crowded, and I've been on that street with a fire truck, and it's really, really nice.
Yeah, that's why we're no longer 8 feet, it's 6.5 here. We got that from the fire.
Well, that is this.
Do you have sidewalk?
So
Well, yeah, they do have, previously it was like, they changed the deck rules, so it was an 8 foot going into the street, now it's.
Did they
6.5.
give you an updated,
Yeah, but the guy at.
could we have a copy of it, please?
Well, he just emailed me that he can't have 8 feet.
Just send it, we need to see that. Send me the email. That's
send
what-
her the email, please.
So this is road bed.
Yeah.
Okay, so, that's,
So the hours, between, put the hours on. We have a, copy, should we put this on executive, just to make sure he sends it in? He's
No.
good?
no, I think it's okay. Onesh, I'm gonna trust Onesh. How do you like that? Yeah. I do. 11 PM weekdays. All right, I'm just writing myself a note. So anybody have any questions, or can I have a? Call the question. Second. All in favor?
Other thing.
Mariam, I need your video.
Abstain, I didn't hear it.
That's fine. So abstains. Okay. Bye. Don't, do send us that email that you got from the fire department.
And then the hours to 11.
Yes,
Okay,
okay.
I'll email Susan.
Oh, no, no. Yeah, thank you.
Have a good night.
You're also. Mariana isn't in her car.
She's in.
No, I'm trying to get ready to come over to the meeting.
Yeah, we're done with outdoor,
We might be
and
over.
we're on to 200 Church Street. And you can pass it out to all my members. And we'll take you slant.
Got enough for all of us.
Trees.
Yeah.
No, that's all
This
right.
is a little bit paperless society. We still need to have paper.
It's Church and Dwayne, right?
Church and Dwayne.
Okay. But
This is
anyone else?
called Grandma
The one
Dora.
that used to
No,
be diner.
No, not.
Please
The
don't make
Greek
it.
family that had the diner for years.
Diner.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not a diner, but that's what.
No, I know.
Across the street, right, they were on the west side of the street.
They were on the east side of the
In the
street.
east?
This is
Yeah.
this is the place.
You know,
No,
when we
west
first.
side.
Which diner? was that? The
West
old
of
diner.
This is the same place.
It was a Greek
No, it's
diner.
west of church, but you're on the east side of the street.
No,
No, west side,
west side, yes,
northwest side.
that's right. On the-
Northwest side.
On the corner, right?
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Oh, it's not the same diner I'm
I
thinking.
think we're fine.
This was the Greek diner.
I just had two questions.
Family that had that place for years.
Hush. I need to know, you have 12 in the bar area. Yep, I got the square footage, blah, blah, blah. How many people can you seat in the dining area? I don't see it. It doesn't.
The CLO of the old place was 144. It's the same. Well, it's two dining rooms and there's a mezzanine.
Okay, so you need to do a large venue.
Yeah, no, that's the one he didn't sign.
Yeah, you didn't sign
He
it
didn't
yet.
sign it.
Okay. All right.
And you're planning on applying for an outdoor dining permit?
Yeah.
You have that, sir?
So no
I mean,
outdoor.
we're not applying for one now. But the attorney,
It says the question is, do you intend? Is the.
yes, will be outdoor, yes.
We just asked her to notify us.
Yes, yes.
So your hours,
Lunch and dinner. Oh, our-
Sunday, yeah, weekends, I see, and 11 opening all days, and to 12 AM Monday to Thursday, and to 1 AM Friday and Saturday, and 10 PM on Sunday.
Couple of years ago, the resident.
Is this the original owner of I Truly, or is he, Nikki was the
We
original?
know each other.
We
I know who you are.
we aged.
Yes, I know. No, no. Yes. No, I'm a younger person because you didn't recognize me, so. Yes.
Guys.
I know who you are.
Yes, I used to eat there a lot. Anyway,
I have a question. If I'm correct, that this is the north, west corner of the intersection.
okay.
Yes, there was previously, a restaurant in there, and this, and the building itself is a co-op.
Yes, this is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, okay, and there were issues between the co-op
Noise.
and the
Right.
previous.
For.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
so,
I met her.
okay, the big question is, do you have the co-op's permission?
Okay. As the young lady just mentioned, I've been doing this for 40 years. We've never had an issue with neighbors. I'm gonna start tomorrow.
Well,
So she had some issues with
Noise,
the noise from the outdoor
right.
speakers.
Oh, I thought it was.
No,
I thought it was
It
indoor as well.
Yeah.
So
It was both.
it was-
Yeah, it was both.
I remember.
So
Yeah.
let's cut to the chase, because I think there are two things that we don't have in this application. I don't have signatures from the neighborhood and the neighbors basically
In that
from the
building.
building.
Yeah.
And we require that, and we didn't get that. So,
I was told that that wasn't a requirement, but
oh,
by my attorney.
Oh,
well, he told her,
He
well,
told you wrong.
everyone has to have bigger,
What do you need?
we need to have signatures that they know you're going in and they.
one at a time. But what we need is, the executive committee is on the 17th. If you can get signatures from the building,
Okay,
and something from the co-op, and you have to sign the large venue,
Stipulation. Signed it.
and, then we can take it to the larger board, but we need that for the 17th, correct? Isn't that our date?
Yes.
What, Mitch?
One thing that she just, her question, revoked something, Karen's question. That one of the problems from the last situation was that they were, I think the music from inside the speakers, they also had speakers outside, and so it was not just like some noise inside, that they were putting the music to the outside, whether it was a roadbed or I think they had a roadbed, and so that was going through the windows upstairs. So my question is, the speakers that you have here, is the background music just gonna be contained inside, or are they gonna be? So then that should be specified, because the way it kind of reads is it's ambiguous. That,
That's it.
I'm sorry?
It would be found.
Are you gonna have, is the background music and the speakers is just gonna be inside?
Yes.
So there'll be no speakers but none of that music will be going outside? Okay, well, that was one of the problems with the last one, so we should specify
We're
that.
gonna specify that in our resolution, that the music, the background music will be only inside.
Right, so they put like a speaker, or they kept the door open or something, and it was going outside?
Speakers outside.
Yes,
Yeah.
He said
And
he's
we
gonna-
met with the board.
right, so do you have speakers outside? Okay, so that's one problem eliminated.
Yeah. We met with the board before I even signed the lease. I don't need enemies. So I met with the board before we signed the lease. And they explained to me and the major thing is that there was music outside, that they were blasting, even if there were people outside. I guess the idea
To
was
draw people.
to draw people.
Okay, that eliminates.
I have restaurants, I have a sit down, I mean.
This is good.
Well, it will be in our resolution.
Right, because
That's
with
clear.
them, there's a resolution. for
It's
this.
No
fine.
problem.
And, so Francis said you have, checked off, and I want to make sure.
Number 8, outdoor seating, sidewalk.
Yes. I said, let's leave it in, yes.
You have it already?
What do you mean?
You checked twice. You checked that you have it and that you're intending to apply for it.
Okay.
So which is it?
He's gonna apply for it. He's gonna apply.
All right.
He doesn't have it now.
He's gonna apply. Okay. For, outdoor. Are you gonna do sidewalk or are you gonna do, you can't do roadbed
You
there?
can't do road bed there. We have
At all.
no, at this point, I'm never gonna say never. At this point, we're not intending on putting tables out there.
Okay.
But as a business person, at the right time, I
You want the
will
opportunity,
apply.
well, that's
And if it's
fine, that's fine,
Of course.
okay. Anything else, anybody? Can I have
Well, question.
a second? What?
Okay, I'm hesitant because I don't want to approve it until I see something from the board. So it's conditional.
Okay.
Oh, wait, we have a resident.
Oh, we have a resident online, and I have Miriam. I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop the vote because it's my mistake. I forgot to call on Miriam. Miriam,
Yes, Susan.
I'm sorry. You had your hand up.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I didn't have a question. I was voting. I'm sorry. Put that down.
We have somebody who, which I did not notice, who is from the community. You are, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Diana Purcell. I'm the resident who lives upstairs, who you've dealt with before historically.
Remember you.
Yeah, right.
Okay. What would you like to say to us?
I'm just, I obviously continue to be concerned. The music was an issue from inside and outside. So he's correct that the outside was a big issue, but also the issue was the indoor music. I saw briefly that it says that there is existing proof or soundproofing, which never existed before, right? That was the primary issue that I had with the restaurant. And I definitely want to work with the current gentleman. But I just want to make sure that we're not going to have any sound issues going forward.
I completely agree.
We'll put it in the resolution.
The last thing I need is my upstairs neighbor. Yeah, no, but I mean, again,
We'll put that in, Joel.
there is no soundproofing in the space
Okay.
itself,
Yeah.
but we put in soundproofing really not necessarily for them, it's for the bouncing of our own noise, because we have a dining experience. So I can't, say what the other guy did.
Fine, we'll put that in, and, what I do want you to do for us before the 17th is see if you can get some signatures from the community or the building.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I just didn't have that.
Yeah.
In that, you should stipulate that you're letting them know about the sound.
Who?
No, you're asking people to approve it, to approve
Well,
that you.
The people in the building, not the other.
No, the signature.
Yeah, not everything.
Okay.
No.
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
question that Mitch just brought up. Question Mitch brought up. Type of sound equipment includes size, amperage, and number of speakers, and you have to be determined. And where will the speakers be installed, and you have to be determined. Do you have more accurate information on that?
No,
This is honest.
no, I mean, it's
Because that was the
it's
issue.
background music, right?
I guess as long as the second floor neighbor doesn't hear it,
Yeah.
then you can do whatever you want.
I think that the other guy ran some sort of club activity there. Again, we're a sit-down restaurant, we're home by 11, we don't, you know, my mother was old, she doesn't like me.
Yeah, but the only issue, I mean, your hours of operation,
Who?
the hours of operation go till 1 in the morning, right? So it is a little bit longer than just 11 or 12 o'clock as you're stipulating. You don't want to call that out.
Friday and Saturday, it is till 1, Sunday till 10, and Monday to Thursday till midnight. But,
I can explain further if you like. We sit on weekends till 10 o'clock, Friday, Saturday, regular dining hours. We have to like 1, because if we're there late, we're there late. Operations are 12 to 3 for lunch, 5 to 10 during the week, 5 to 11 on weekends. That's where we sit.
So you wanna put 12 o'clock then?
I don't agree with that.
Well, give him a.
Well, I mean, if people,
Yeah, he has.
if I see somebody
I
at
don't
10,
mind giving them the hours.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
the hours,
if I give somebody a.
No, I said, okay.
yeah, the hours are okay.
So, Joe, you have a question?
Yeah, no, in the spirit of cooperation, can you give a phone number to the people in the building?
I already gave it to them.
No, the lady online.
Just ask Diane if she has.
The lady
The best.
online.
Yes, he has. He has.
And then, good.
Question. Occupancy inside? How many people inside?
It's 144
And
when I came to it.
Outside, yes. Oh, sorry.
I thought I had lost my mind. Okay,
Okay.
can I have a call the question?
All the questions.
And all in favor? Anybody abstain?
With
I'm
the,
gonna abstain because I walked in the middle of the.
That's fine. Ron and Karen,
with the condition that you'll get the signature.
yeah, and Pat too.
And so I need this form signed
And
and notarized. And then
We want you to get some.
signature.
some signature, no problem.
Okay? I think we agreed on the hours and, hopefully there'll be no noise, but based on your,
Predecessors.
I'll have to invite police down to your place.
Yes, I haven't seen her in a while, but please give her.
I will.
She'll sign for me. But she doesn't live here. She's in Brooklyn now.
No, he lives in,
Okay.
not in this
And
community.
Moving along.
All right, that. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Well, we'll do one at a time. Okay. So we're gonna change something around now, to help somebody out. We're gonna do 95 South Street, which is an application for an alteration for Bridgeview.
For those of you who can't identify by the licensing name, Bridgeview is the one with the roof concert stage. And then, floor underneath for, catering kitchen and event space on the fourth floor. We're reducing that space by 21,563 square feet. We just don't need all the space that we have. That's the alteration. And this is Camille, you'll be seeing much more.
We're coming up.
So,
That's what we're doing.
yeah, but because you have these hours, am I not correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all they're doing.
Making it smaller.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's the event space, not the rooftop. It's the event space below,
Right.
which is a commercial kitchen as well as a possible event space. It's not open, that is there. And then we had a large.
you're lucky you have Barbara as a lawyer. She's one of the few I really trust when she says something.
I can't get away with it.
All right.
So why do we have to discuss this?
I don't think we do.
I
I
think it's
think we
all-
can call the question.
Call the question?
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Yeah. Okay, the other one, Barbara?
Yes, the other one is One Fulton, which operates as Lawn Club, as you may or may not know. It currently has outdoor seating on the cobblestones. We're asking to increase the square footage of that outdoor area. It will be sectioned off. It's privately owned and operated, and it's all within the cobblestones. It won't interrupt the businesses around. It's just the ability to have more seating and spread people out a little bit.
But Francis wants to know how much more seating.
No, there are two diagrams. There's, diagram A and diagram B, depending on the configuration.
I got.
Oh, you guys got them.
And the number of seats off the top of my head, I don't know, in the documentation. Oh. Number of seats for concept A is 465 seats and concept B is 621. This is because sometimes after concerts, especially earlier concerts, people do descend upon there and congregate, which also helps with traffic leaving that area.
I think what we ask always, just so you know, is that you really watch the people leaving because they're more residential and the drunkards go out on the street and cause the neighbors trouble. I mean, you can only do so much, but I just want you to be cognizant of it.
So
What's the?
you're on the North Front Street.
Right, the main one.
And you just put the ones on the other side, that's not you.
No, the ones on Fulton Street are you too, right?
Right.
They're
Yeah.
all there.
It's all.
It's all, it's all,
They're all there.
Sundays.
secure
Yeah.
and connected.
Sunday, 1 a.m.
We gave you Sunday 1 a.m., you know, we hate it.
I know you gave us hours back in the day and we've held on to them, but I don't think those hours are fully used, nor do we want to reduce them. We just want that flexibility, and Israel can speak to what the general operating hours are. And this is contained, you know.
I know, but it's still. So I would just hope. Okay, that's all I can ask since we've given it to you, that you close down as close to 11 as you possibly can on Sunday. I mean, that's really the only thing we ask, because people, you know,
We have people living right there on Beacon Street
Yeah.
and above
so
Bristol.
that's what we ask. I
We're
mean,
not gonna
we
people
can't,
go to
we're not gonna
Subway.
go back, and there haven't been complaints, but just so you know.
And that's exactly what we're saying, communication, and if it's any kind of conversation, if there's no traffic there, it doesn't help us to stay open later than we need.
Yeah.
It's really so, well,
Yeah, it's really when you have an event on the pier.
when they come in, they stop over there for a while, you know, last time.
But and people can just go in there and have a drink?
Well, it's like entering any restaurant. It's stanchions, so you have to go to the lawn club, find a space, order a drink.
Cause I went in there once to ask questions and they said you had to be a member.
It used to be like a Chase Sapphire Lounge area, right?
No, that's different.
Both of them, so Chase Lounge not coming back this year, that was privatized.
Yeah.
The lawn club just, it's the club, but it's really a club to play lawn games, right?
Right, you know, I
So-
looked around inside, but they told me.
You have to reserve the like bocce courts and all
in any-
You need a reservation.
just need a reservation to reserve a lawn. And they normally don't have, like, there's a little lounge area, so there's no lounge, can you walk in, have a drink, it's with reservation, but no membership.
To Ron,
Yeah, I'm unclear, so let's give a rundown, let's do Fulton Street, what's changing, and then that North Front Street, what's changing?
Okay, so on North Front Street, there already is outdoor seating, it's just
Right, it's
extending a
on
little
the
bit
side.
further on.
Okay, so it's gonna, so we have on the part that is on the Loan Club side, right?
Yeah.
That's the entire width of the block, more or less, except for the entrance, right? Okay. That's not changing.
That's not
Okay.
changing.
But it's on the opposite side now, you're gonna take up some spaces on the opposite side of Front Street.
The fire truck has seating as well, it's just the cobblestones itself to be able to put seats in.
This will make, so it's part of the street now, not the sidewalk.
No, cobblestones, it's not a throughway street, yeah.
Okay, you're talking, I'm thinking cobblestone.
No, no, no.
So let's call it, for this purpose, old, what was it, red, let's just refer to it as red for now, just so I don't get confused.
Cool.
All for all the old
That's-
school
that's a good
people.
idea.
Okay, so what was used to be red is gonna have, seating along like the perimeter there, I see that. And now what's on North Front Street there, that's new, right?
No.
No, that's always been there?
Always had some seating, am I right?
Yeah,
Israel, yeah, yeah. And the other seating is for the other
did
licensed
it? You
premises.
don't remember it? I can't tell you because I haven't.
Okay.
An outdoor bar.
Okay, so that's that part. Now,
And the
what's
big
new
thing in the
on
center has
Fulton
always
here?
been the outdoor.
That
bar.
looks, on the left looks the same, on the right, that looks new.
Right.
The right is
Remember they-
where,
it was always
right is
something
there.
else.
yeah.
The right is there, it's just
Big red
extending a
square.
little bit further for
Big
more
square.
seats. And
Yeah.
that's also what's happening on the left. That center bar that you see has been there for,
Yeah, the center bar's been there,
Six
on
years,
the
yeah.
left side of the diagram, left side of Front Street there, that's basically hasn't changed, right?
Not really.
No, yeah, the right side has changed?
It's about adding seats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the right side is the.
How many seats you gonna add?
So there's two concepts, one of them adds it up to about 476, so roughly another 150 or so. And there's one that's like 600 and change.
Yeah.
That's what on the roof.
Where,
I'm
where?
confused.
no, this is off ground level. The roof was.
Oh, you're done. Tell us just outside.
Just outside.
Don't get me crazy,
Yeah.
please.
Just outside.
We're already seeing thousands on the street and we're getting hysterical. You don't want to do
Yeah,
that.
because I'm looking at like, how do you have?
How do you have 400?
Cobblestones.
Just-
Very, very narrow.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Hmm.
really narrow. I
But he
think
said that was the
they're on-
side.
It's public, it's private street.
It's for private.
Yes, but the addition,
Oh, yeah.
What about exit?
so the addition is roughly
outside.
100 outside.
It's outside.
Okay, and where do people use the restrooms when they need the restrooms?
So this is part of Lawn Club. So there's multiple in Lawn Club, so they can go up to Lawn Club, and then we have an additional public
Yeah.
option.
Where the public, in that.
May I- may I-
alley. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, first of all, this is part of Lawn Club premise, so
Yeah.
anywhere in Lawn Club, and then if you go through Cannon's Walk.
That Cannon's
right
Walk,
here,
okay.
We built a special.
But cobblestones will not be open for the restroom there.
We're not putting any
Nothing,
urinals
because there is a
outside.
restroom on the second.
Yes.
floor, but that's not.
That's for cobblestone patrons.
We're
yeah.
not doing any kind of.
Understood, okay.
Remember we had the old restaurant that used to be there, we had our holiday party there one day?
Yeah,
That's a lot of people.
On the corner
Just
there.
thinking,
I have to tell you, I don't, we're here to be supportive, but that's a hell of a lot of people hanging out there till your hours 2 a.m. You understand that?
And likely, there's a portion of the week that is those hours are not relevant and they're not gonna be there, and a lot more activities that also.
If there are some portions of the week that are not more relevant, why don't we, address that in the, and, change some of those days?
I just, I understand where you're coming from, but that kind of limitation interrupts like the Bridgeview concert series. Like it's hard for us to say what nights of the week those concerts.
With the exception of the Bridgeview concert series, if we close it this time.
That's something else. See, you don't indicate where the door is here, so people don't know
The entry-
where.
It's trying to show you the entry.
Same entry.
Yeah, I know where it is, but I don't know.
Same entry point,
They
top
bring
and
in a lot
bottom,
of people.
before and at the end of this.
So that means that you're gonna have seats, this is by the movie, this is going, the movie.
Correct.
Where the IFIX was, yeah.
So you're gonna be like there and there. You're gonna have-
Yeah, yeah.
I thought
I'm
there was-
sorry, maybe if you're Is I fix this in there?
I think it's.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, well, I don't know that-
It's very hard to limit the hours, Mitch. We gave it to them and they got it. The only thing, and I don't, I'm loath to take away what they have. But I need you to give a number, I need you to really try to make sure your security is working. I really think that's.
Yeah, how will you be adding security to these extra 100 people here? What do you suggest, what are your
Thanks.
plans for adding security?
It's
More-
it's
couple more
enclosed,
people?
and then at each location, there will be a couple more, there'll be some wanderers.
Okay, wanderers, that's good. All right, and then it looks like you're almost blocking the entrance to IPEC here. with
Yeah,
some tables.
exactly, yeah.
So we're not blocking as far as the pedestrian traffic, but listen, if there's an accommodation to be made and we need to shift it, we'll shift it. It's.
It could have been a little bit more detailed.
What about McNally across the
Yeah,
street?
and the
You're gonna be all over them too.
So,
That are on this, that are over here.
yeah, so they actually have their own seats on, right in front of the store.
On the sidewalk.
Right.
Yeah, they do,
We're not.
but they're not out drinking at night.
Well,
No, but I was wondering why their
They have
seats
a cafe.
are on the same side of the street as the bookstore.
Well,
and
the
no, they're not on the same.
The sidewalk is really wide, and so what
Great.
those businesses do on a
It's a
sidewalk
wide area.
doesn't really impact what we plan on doing in the middle.
And we're not interfering with the.
So we're gonna put in the resolution that you are, and see if my committee agrees, that you will, monitor, with security, when the crowds are what?
I don't
Wanna
see
give
how
me a
that-
number?
I don't see how that's gonna work.
I don't know how it's gonna
But
work.
that's such an open.
Once they leave,
open
once they
space
leave
there.
that space, I don't see how you can monitor it.
Well, you have 2 points of entry, so certainly there are security guards at the points of entry. To
Security
see
guard.
who's there, and then depending on the number of folks that are there for the night, there will be like a wandering security guard within you have to maintain a safe premise, especially if it's outside, so
So you're gonna have
Yeah.
barriers set up?
We
there
have-
to
we have-
block
we
it?
have-
it's fully enclosed.
And we'll have entry points that are monitored by our managed security.
You have to make sure people don't leave with drinks, don't come in with drinks.
It's a close now? It used to.
No, only part, only the little part on the side.
Right,
that
that's
little
kind of thing we
space
have.
there.
Have
not really
security
bad.
on both ends and a wandering security person, and nobody's going to be walking around with drinks
Nope.
out of your area.
And that's a requirement in any event, if we add seats or not, it's on us from a compliance perspective, and adding seats doesn't change the behavior of the folks coming down on the concert, so.
We'll see how everybody votes.
Or
I'm
coming
willing
out
to
of the
give you a
movie.
shot.
Right,
But if it really becomes a problem, we're gonna have to deal with
Yeah, we'll be
it.
here, yeah.
Because we used to have complaints about that outdoor bar, that center bar.
But it's all enclosed.
But I don't understand what that means enclosed. Is that-
It's
there-
got,
Expansion,
it's got barriers.
No, no, it's just cordoned off. It's not enclosed. There's no. roof.
No, there's no roof.
Yeah, so it's still outside.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, it is outside, but nobody's living there.
No, but people.
But the
complain
noise-
But the
about
noise is
that.
very close to Beekman Street where, what you call it, lives, right? He lives right there
So
on
it's-
the, Jason.
But you live right across the street.
Yeah, well, I fade.
He doesn't hear.
I fade. I
It's just-
actually, no, I do
Yeah.
hear the
Yeah.
concert.
The
but I
concert,
don't
but
hear-
not that. So you gotta be,
Cognizant of all.
Yep.
yeah, you really have to be.
And we're fully available.
And we'll put it in the
How many-
resolution, but that is
How many's gonna be out there now? I'm sorry.
Total of close to, so total 475.
Outside?
No, with.
No, I just wanna know outside.
Outside is about 140
Let's put that in the,
140.
that outside.
addition.
And what you already have now is what?
Correct. We have this.
You have a
Let's
little
see.
space.
Have this essentially and here.
How much is
So
that?
we're adding this and a portion.
But there's nothing going on there. That's.
Well, now it's because it's.
That's
winter and winter.
So what, let's cut it. What is the outside going to be? Give me a number.
What's the capacity
Thank you.
outside? How many people?
So that's
The
what we
total,
want to know.
The total is 465.
Outside.
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 So this is as bad as the upstairs.
Whoa.
It's a lot friggin' people,
Five
pardon
hundred
my
people
language.
on the street.
That, I mean, I don't know what to say, that's too many. Wow.
And especially.
They've been outside for years.
Is that more than the full street?
We had occupancy outside of 300 up until.
Well, I gave you 300, but asking for an extra is a lot. We gave you what we gave you, in all fairness, and we were generous with it, you know that. Another 140 is too much, guys. It's just too much. Our neighborhood can't sustain it. I know it's a big space. I personally don't see how we can do it. I really don't.
But what's the difference between 300 people and?
150, it's a lot more
You know
people.
what, I hate all of it, especially when I work right there.
I hate to
But-
say this, but it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make
because
any difference.
That's such open space
No,
here.
standing versus seating.
Is,
They're young, they're noisy. I hate to say it, but
They-
they are.
No, but what's gonna happen
We
is
both
that
had trouble with that outdoor.
it's
bar.
gonna be a lot of noise
Noise.
coming
And
from
drunk,
that
drunk
area.
kids throwing up, but.
But
you know,
it's
what you gonna
an
do?
it's open area and
We complained on 20 Exchange
Right.
of having 500 to 750 people in a building having nightly shows. You know, that many people on the street, and then where they're gonna go once it's over.
Yeah, but when they
I
have
think-
concerts, it's the same.
I think it's
people.
oversaturated. I do.
No, but they walk, you know, when they're, I can say, I live there. And when the concerts are over, the people walk nicely up Fulton Street and go where they're going. It's not a whole bunch. This is just gonna add more layover.
Well, it's more layover, more drinking.
More drinking and
That's
people.
what it is. So let's do this. I'm willing to do this. Do you have a suggestion, Ron?
Let's hear yours first.
No, I gave mine. I said 300. I was gonna stick with it, but I'm willing to listen.
Yeah, so you said increased by 100, so it was about 300.
140.
Yeah, so it was 330 last year,
Yeah,
and it was primarily the.
it was a
the north
more
part,
condensed space.
Yeah.
And so now we're increasing the space to sit, but we can have more chairs, so it's not just a lot of standing, and that's why the space looks that way.
Where was the standing, by the bar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are no seats at the bar anymore?
No, there will be.
But you
There's
still,
4 seating options.
can you still stand by the bar if you want?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Okay. But the thing is, can I just add, the concerts, when you come down from concerts, it's about 3,000 people. So I think that the capture rate, like versus the seats or not, there's a lot of people coming through and then they can stand and drink versus sit and drink, right? But not to look at it only in the context of after 10 p.m. I think our intent is a little more, you know, relaxed. People can sit, enjoy the sun, have a drink. It's not like a drunk fest after concert kind of, so just to not think about it in that way. And then separately, the concerts at 3,000, whether or not there's 150 more seats, it's a little more calm when you can sit down, have a drink versus everybody crowd for hours. So
This is previous?
exactly, that's the extra, it's mainly down there. So it's really.
Further away
Down
from
there.
water.
Well, truthfully, you're just giving them more seats, but
Yeah.
it's still the same noise, young people throwing them.
Ron has something.
Yeah, so, now how is that, that part over there to the right, how is the service? Is it bar service only? They're gonna have servers walking back and forth? What are your plans?
So right now, if you look at last year, there was servers serving the tables around.
Around the bar, around the main bar, I remember
Correct,
that.
so we
Yep.
want it, it's a serviced environment. Now, look, ultimately, we may decide that a portion of it is self-serve and open to, and it's always been a little available for community as well. Somebody comes in with a sandwich from outside, we're not, you know, but it's perceived as a serviced, calm and organized environment.
Okay.
Even the new area.
So,
You won't just get your drink and go sit.
You could,
Mhm.
but we would want to dedicate a little high level of service, or at least we'll run the food over and so on and so forth.
How do people know if they aren't buying anything from the bar, that they're allowed to use those tables?
Well, previously, people sit down and would just allow it because that's part of the community access.
But how do they know if they don't just sit down, how do they know they can?
Well,
sit
it's,
down?
it's all one space
It's all-
and
yeah.
not enclosed, but quadrant off. So when you're in there, you feel just like outdoor sidewalk seating on a smaller scale, you have that enclosed space. So it's not, there's no guessing where you can go.
you're not going
No, what I'm
anywhere.
saying is that if you are not buying anything from the bar, how do you know it's open to the
Well, in the past, so we don't put sign to say, hey, sit down, but in the past, nobody had an issue, and the same thing in the area, the concession.
Nobody's gonna go there.
Know that they had an issue.
Rarely.
Yeah, maybe, but it's just, it looks like everybody's full of, like, no, we have a lot of folks to sit down.
They're
I
on,
see what you're saying.
and then,
Yeah.
Go back to the graphic.
oh, I'm sorry. Not us.
Okay, the seats all the way to the left, was it the five by two over there? Those are the ones that were always open.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right, but now they're gonna be cordoned off?
No, we call that from a perspective of controlling the flow so people don't leave with alcohol. But if you want to come in and want to sit down, we do it in all our venues. Nobody tells you, get up, you can't have your coffee from
Okay,
Starbucks.
because I use that, that's my Saturday or Sunday morning
Yeah.
go-to with my bagel.
Yeah,
So that's.
You gotta go even there.
But-
I would've told
well,
you.
Across the board, we don't tell people to, hey,
I
this,
trust
you
the
didn't buy
nature
this
of the
here.
space,
you
the deal they have with the city, is that
Okay.
there has to be.
The first,
I arrived a little late, so forgive me if this question has been asked already, but did you have any issues last year with the 300 that you had?
Not that I know of, not.
And they will get-
Neighborhood complaints, anybody?
Not the well.
We don't, I have Mark online, but to our knowledge, we didn't get any complaints.
What complaints about that?
But they haven't called, they may have, they all complained, I mean, you know, but no, not to our knowledge. All right, I have Mark online. Mark,
You're looking up, Susan.
well, he's behind. He's on the phone.
Am I muted now?
Yeah, you go.
Oh, yeah, just, I agree, what Susan said, it's too, what'd you say, too much? So, it's too much. That's, I mean,
Thank you, Mark.
so, I mean, what else can you say?
Right.
All
Well,
right,
we'll call the question.
I'll be a no vote. Yeah,
I know.
I'll be a no vote.
Something new and different.
Thanks,
Can I
Keisha.
just one quick, 'cause
Yeah.
I'm not as familiar with the area as you guys. This is not like on the South Street Seaport, like past the highway. This is before the highway.
Yeah.
I know they had, see, when you were talking about the 3,000 concerts, I know the concerts that they had on the other highway side, that was no problem with anybody. So this one, I'll kind of go to. people
Okay.
with it.
So we're gonna call the question.
That's a big difference.
So all in favor?
Yeah, I just don't see how you.
I can't help myself.
If we get.
Any opposed? Mark?
Yeah,
Joel?
Marissa opposed.
I know, and Jean. Any abstentions? All right, I hope it works. I'm even gonna walk by the suburb.
Yeah.
Be around.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Barbara, good to see you, as always.
We're gonna special bagel share.
All right, let's keep moving along, so we're not here all night. Thank you. All right, next one. 30 Broad Street. I want to know where you are.
That's us.
All right, no, I mean, I want to see a kind of, you're between what and what?
It's the Serafina, the Serafina Broad Street, it's upstairs.
Upstairs.
See, right
I
there,
know.
New York Sports Club, right?
It's around the corner from Serafina.
Yeah.
I brought packets for everyone.
Thank you.
It's just wine, beer and cider, folks.
Sports Club, we did, it was upstairs.
What there?
I think it's only wine, beer and cider.
That is correct. Wine, beer, and cider.
Thanks for the clarification.
And
You're on the second floor?
no, first floor, very limited opening hours. Although, we did have one proposed change to what we put in the packet. Since we submitted the submission, customers have requested that my client be able to stay open for dinner service till about 11 o'clock. So we would ask for that. But it's 2,400
days?
square foot family restaurant, 15 tables, I believe. And
What days though, till,
50 seats at the tables and 12 seats at the bar. I'm sorry, ma'am?
what days until 11 o'clock?
7 days a week till 11.
10,
Not Sunday.
not Sunday.
Not Sunday?
They're the only ones.
10 o'clock good for
Because
Sunday?
they want to expand them.
And 11 o'clock for the other nights.
That his clients have requested.
That's only 15 tables.
Small.
Yeah, 15 tables.
That's tiny.
Small.
About music.
Does anyone else need one?
No, thank you.
Background recorded music, a couple of small speakers in the space.
Any open windows?
No.
No open windows. I know I walk by there all the time.
Yeah.
Except for the last people.
I don't see, you said 11 o'clock?
Yeah, no, he's changing.
Oh, okay, so yeah, I was looking at the second page where it says 7, 8, 9, 10.
10 o'clock on Sunday.
Yes, since we submitted it on March 26th, he had some customers request that they do.
No, okay, I'm just reading these, that's why.
Yeah, understood.
We only opened like a month ago, so now, just for
Have
the
some
food, now the parents say, oh, how about dinner? I'm like, why not?
They don't wanna come.
Why?
I got 4 kids, I don't.
You're cheating on her.
I have no kids, I don't want to.
Fair enough.
You deliver?
Yes,
Steve Francis just asked.
it's a Ukrainian American food.
What?
Ukrainian American.
Oh, more.
Parafina and.
It's about
From
around the corner.
Same thing. Same thing.
Call the question?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Okay, do you want us to sign a stipulation?
With the corrected hours.
Yes, we're gonna correct the hours.
Do you want me to email it in? I could do it now and notarize it.
Why don't you do it now and change the
All right,
hours?
give me 2 seconds.
Take it.
Mango.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right.
So is a yes?
Oh, that's your hard mark.
Yeah, I'm a yes, so no. Okay.
No, he's good around that. So the next one is, is,
Actually, the stairs are like a piano.
Yeah, that's cool.
49 Chambers. Oh, yes. Come up.
What happens to
They're postponed.
Oh, Rick Wolford?
Yeah.
Okay, we got questions.
I know.
Why do we have questions for 49?
Why?
Well,
Remember what it is, where we used to meet?
That's the old community board.
Right.
The old community
Oh,
was-
I did not know that.
Oh, this is that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's next to the dance studio, right?
No,
No,
it's
it's right
right
next
further
door.
down. This is our old building where we used to have.
Right, so it's a,
It's the art.
it's from the
You
dance,
do it outside.
but yeah.
So, where's our thing, Francis? We're gonna let you speak, but we have some questions.
For people that live there, might not.
No one lives.
No, it looks like the upper stories of that building.
But no one
There's a big hole.
It is.
When did it become a car?
I never saw it lived there, I could be wrong, but I.
It's a condo.
It is?
That's.
Oh, okay, I didn't know, I've never seen like a movement over there, if I walk by.
Yeah, I don't see people out there.
No,
No,
it's
they
not
just
that.
go inside the door, they don't hang out.
Oh, they can stay there.
Oh, this is, I gave you some.
So,
They don't come out.
everybody, I want to tell you a couple of things. There is a letter,
Everybody have that?
okay? So I hope you all read it. They're not, this is from one of the owners, residents or whatever. The real issue for us is, hours and, public access
Number of events.
and number of events. Those are the three that Francis and I wrote because, you're now open to all these things of weddings and parties and music and a venue. And there's noise, there's traffic, there's all kinds of stuff and people live there. So I would tell you, how many events do you, or weddings or parties do you expect to have? A month or a year? That's number one. Number two, you are a large venue because you're 300 people. So there are other stipulations with
But I'm
that.
sorry.
And the hours.
The hours are not gonna work.
How many folks, the reason we're having difficulty with this is that when it was first presented to us, it was not presented to us this way. It was gonna be a whole nother concept.
Right.
We're not expecting this. So
Correct.
now we have to rewind and
But I mean, what gives them the
I think
Right.
it was a venue of, like a Cirque du Soleil.
like the
and all
other
of
place
that.
down, that they were going to have down.
I don't know when they got the 2 AM. I don't remember.
No, it was a front venue. It was that
Yeah, yeah.
And the view this.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with weddings
No,
or
that's what I'm
events.
Cars,
Cipriani's gonna be having an event there. Cipriani's gonna be, part of this.
That wasn't what was approved.
No, I know, I'm just, but look at the, on the first
Yeah, I
page,
think
the
Cipriani,
Cipriani event
yeah.
will be involved.
No.
That's the applicant's, previous.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. So yes, when we first started, we're a French-owned company and they do immersive museums around the world. They have 4 in France, 2 in Germany, 1 in Amsterdam, 2 in Korea, Jeju and Seoul, and we're opening 1 in Tokyo. And it was to be this here. We partnered with IMG. We lost our partner and had to pivot in order to become solvent. We've always had the right to do parties and always did do parties since opening. So even when we were operating as a museum, they were still doing events. They would do events after the museum hours. So that has not changed. The only thing that has changed is that we've dissolved the museum aspect during the day. When it comes to public access, you can look on our website. We offer the public to come see the space because it's a gorgeous space. I'm unbiased. And yes, it is something that we're proud of. We want the city to be able to enjoy. We can also offer private tours, and again, this is already on our website. The hours have never changed. We've actually had later hours, but since I've been doing the events there, I was at Cipriani for over 10 years. I reopened Plaza Hotel in 2008. I consulted for Capital. I was at the Glass House. So running venues is what I do, and also like being a good neighbor was very important. So what I've done to mitigate noise, first off, I've been in touch with the board. I know that, the board has reached out to probably you as well as me today. Kenny Glassman is the person that I'm speaking with, and I'm just trying to allay any concerns. Currently, we're operating as an event space, but we've got 8 different caterers that are preferred caterers, and they're the ones that are pulling the off-prem licenses. I would like to control that because I am trying to cut down trucking. I'm trying to cut down load in, load out. I'm trying to protect the venue from the loading in and loading out, just because, I don't want, a lot of traffic in the venue when it comes to things on wheels. But so what I'm really asking for is just the transfer of power from what the caterers are currently providing to now being able to control the situation. I've also started taking on all the production because that also reduced trucking and the loading in of truss, the loading in of stage decks, just in general, trying to, again, alleviate traffic and any kind of noise. Because it's really the load out that becomes, an issue when it comes to loading trucks and whatnot. So my goal is to try and eliminate as much of that as possible.
I'm confused. So if you have the same amount of events or even more, even if you're controlling the load in and load out, what changes?
So now that I'm buying the equipment that keeps stuff in-house, I don't need the trucks. We're not loading and unloading the trucks. It also,
What, chairs, tables, food?
everything, yes, and we've just bought chairs, we've just bought tables.
Okay, so you cut down chairs, tables, what about food and?
So the food right now is still coming in because we do have a caterer, and they're also providing the liquor licenses for the events that we're doing. When you asked about the number of events, I think in 2023, there was maybe about 100. Last year, there was 140. This year, we have 20. I have increased my price to reduce overhead. Again, I'm not trying to do volume. I'm trying to create a situation that I can control, where, again, we're just trying to be good neighbors. One of the signatures that I did get was Alex Aberdeen, who had a big issue, he was in Department 5C. Had a big issue with the venue prior and, you know, the noise, and he and I have been also working together to figure out how to just mitigate the problem.
So why did we get this letter?
From Ken,
Mhm.
because the board has concerns, so I can review the letter that I wrote back to him today. I have not heard back, but I'm always,
Yeah, you don't have to read us the letter you wrote back. You can just leave it for Onez and we can put it in our files. You are, sir?
My name is Brad Smith. I'm the Secretary of the Board of Managers. Ken is the President of the Board of Managers.
Okay.
We're having a special meeting on this evening, which is why I'm the representative here.
About this?
We're gonna have to do an assessment because of other issues, not related to Harley. But, I guess the only thing I'd say is there's no ill will between us and we want to work with them. We have significant concerns about a 7-day-a-week license.
So do we.
to serve alcohol until 2 a.m. So, and I guess I'm still supportive of the idea of, you know, acquiring furniture, acquiring things that don't require trucks loading in and loading out. But to me, that's a separate issue from a liquor license and the term of the license. So
Correct.
that's why we wanted to show.
Thank you, thank you. You, yeah.
I was gonna say, can we maybe work together to limit the 2 a.m.
I think the 2 a.m. has got to be limited. It can't be 7 days a week. It certainly can't be Sundays when our policy is nothing goes past 10 o'clock.
unfortunately, Sundays are Jewish weddings, and that punishes that community. So.
Well, I could give you till 11. They're not real late nighters, are they?
They are. It's a celebration.
They just don't mix,
Well, I guess,
sexes. but
let's
they-
go back. And I think the question, besides the hours, you're not gonna get 2 a.m. anywhere. I just am not gonna do it yet. We're gonna have to let it see how it plays out, and maybe you come back in 6 months.
So would like the caterers still do it until 2 a.m. and then I come back here and say,
No, I don't think so. Now, sir,
What kind of hours were you looking?
what would your, I just want to know, what would your condo owners feel would be the right hours, or how would you?
I mean, we have 99 units that are directly above them.
Yeah.
Children, working professionals, retirees, and we're open to something later on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But we'd like something in acknowledgement of sort of the work week. Monday to Wednesday.
But wait, but you heard what she just said about.
What hours?
Well, he said, I don't want to question.
No, but I just was curious. to hear.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not empowered to negotiate on behalf of the building,
No,
but for me personally, I mean, during the work week, school nights, I think nothing past 10 would be, those are 5 hours for the condo as well, so we appreciate that all the time. To be 10 weekends, I can understand that you want to go later, Friday, Saturday, maybe.
Would you be open to, a couple of buyouts? I mean, a couple of exceptions, say like 3, 4 exceptions a year that happen during that time?
Well,
who came from?
May I ask a question? Wait.
Did the residents were there before these?
No, it all came together.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry, what is your name?
Brad.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Carly said they've been doing events since they went. Yeah.
Well,
And I understand that it was going to be this art thing.
Well, that was
Okay,
all.
so I'm curious that why is this an issue now? Has it always been an issue that they were doing events since the minute you all moved in?
Right, there have been complaints since events started being held.
Did we at the
Her
community
predecessors, I think, have worked to alleviate those concerns, and I know she's trying to do that the same, but there continue to be issues. And initially, it was just a day museum, and there was, you know,
Right.
a couple of events for billionaires that rented out the space, but I think we've seen over time it's expanded to a lot more.
well, I just shared with you what we did in 23 and 24, and now we're at 2025. Again, I do care, and I really, this is what I do. So, we're not asking for anything over and above what we're already actually operating as, and otherwise, like, I guess I withdraw my application and just have the caterers do it. What I'm trying to do is stop the traffic, stop the load in, stop the load out. That's what I'm doing. I'm just transferring the power to us so that you guys can
Carly,
build it.
one more question, and
Yeah.
Brad. So the amount of noise you're hearing, is it because of load in and load out, or is it because of the actual event that's happening?
It's, well, there's the load in, particularly the load out when it happens after the party closes. And then there's event noise. I think she's taking separate actions to deal with the noise within the events. They're trying, I think they're installing sound insulation and other things to do.
So it really sounds like she's trying to do.
She's trying, and
I understand.
Noise, like
Right.
loading things and unloading.
So if she's cutting down, I'm not she, Carly, if Carly's cutting down on load in and load out noise, and hopefully at the end of the event, that will also cut. Right, then, I mean, they're making an effort, a good faith effort. If the interior sound is just a matter of soundproofing, what difference does it make what hours they have?
I mean, well,
Makes the difference.
They live there, I wanna know what it is.
I mean, there's the load in, the load out, the noise. So people complain about, smoke coming up from the street. Possible coming up from the venue on occasions, which I know is outside of her control, but, or somewhat.
Not completely, because we always ask people to go outside and make sure people are not smoking.
No, we have security guards that actually are stationed now, at least since my taking over, that will take people down to Broadway. We queue down towards Broadway as well, because again, we know that the neighbors are upstairs if there is a queue. And again, my only other option is to withdraw the application and just have the caterers continue to control the situation.
That doesn't sound like that's making it better, that's.
No, it's making it worse.
Right, that's
Exactly.
right.
That's why I'm here, because I want to control it and I want to work with the board. I want to work with the residents. And I, you know, again, I'm a community member as well. I'm down here for 9/11 and, you know.
And I'm shutting up other people up.
Yeah.
Just real quick, I've been to this location, it's an amazing location, and from my understanding, it used to be an old bank, correct?
In 1912, it was the Industrial Immigrant Savings Bank.
Okay.
And yeah, it is absolutely gorgeous.
And from my understanding, it was only, it's not open to the public as far as like, we can go in and have a drink, it's just for special events.
Correct.
Special occasions, correct?
Correct. If you want to come in and see the space, it is open at no charge.
And how do we do that? We have to make it like a.
Yeah, you just email me and tell me the date and time you want to come, and then I will personally give you a tour.
Okay, okay, so these are the current Cipriani and Glass House?
That's me.
That's you.
Yeah, that's me. I don't know how to answer it.
Oh, okay, okay, all right.
All right, and the Plaza Hotel, I just didn't list all of them.
Yeah, I just want to point out for everybody, there are a number of signatures on the petitions, but only 2 of the signatures are from the building.
That's correct.
And this doesn't speak well to this application.
The one signature is Alex Abedin though, and he is the one who had the issue with the sound, so I feel like that carries a lot of weight, and the other one is Sheafit, who's the building.
Well, I think Brad gave us a very, he was very forthright and he spoke very clearly, and we have Ken's letter. The real question for me, everybody, and that's what I want to figure out, I don't like the hours. Okay? So I want someone other than me to think about what hours we think are reasonable. Wait, Vince. That would be reasonable. And I want to ask you something else. How many events in an ideal world would you like to do a month?
One.
You told me you did 100 a year, so you divide that by 12.
20, so she's down to about 2 a month.
I'm down to 20 from 100.
Yeah, but that's, don't go there with me, Joel. First of all, it's January, February, March, nothing happened, you know, it's not the summer, all the other times.
Well, the
So,
holidays.
and the holidays, a variety of things. So I'm asking a legitimate question. What, realistically, you want to do 20 a month? Do you want to do, I think 7 days a week is a lot. And giving you the weekends, you got to give back in some way. How do you want to do it? you want to do events, but you can't have them every day, 30 days a month. So
Well-
what's reasonable?
Again, we're a business, so, you know, we're just trying to save up water like everyone else.
I
So
understand.
obviously, I would like to do more events than the ones that we have booked, but in an effort to, again, reduce the amount of traffic and, noise, we have found a way to do that by reducing the number of events that we're doing, but raising the price point so that it's not just anyone can afford it and come in. Because again, we understand the concerns of the board, we really do.
So come back with me. Are we doing, did you
I'd
just
like to
say?
do 60 a year, to be honest, I would love to do 60 a year.
So your aim was.
5 a month?
But I don't wanna be
That's every week.
pigeonholed into doing that.
Well, I'm gonna give you more.
Why
So,
don't we pigeonhole her son?
well, but then you have to, listen, pigeonholing her on Sundays is,
Not every, no, but
Joel's
like,
having
why don't we
issue.
give her 10 Sundays?
Sunday?
oh, okay.
Not at all. Not at all. No, and as a matter of fact, you have an experienced operator that wants to take over something that's really very fragmented with individual caterers.
No, it sounds like,
With their permits coming in.
I agree.
and the licensing.
Yeah.
So we're
Okay.
putting it all together for you.
So this is what, I think we'll propose. What, Duran, you have something?
Would you have more in December around the holidays or?
Hopefully,
About New Year's.
That would be.
no years.
Okay, and
So-
like maybe fewer in January and February.
I mean, eventually, if we are controlling the situation, we consider a New Year's, but again, I know,
All right.
being at other businesses like that.
So,
You've been at this for a while, so you.
20 years.
Yeah, so you
But
would
I
think
think it's
more would
important.
be in December,
But she
fewer in
said she was
January,
gonna do
February.
sound-
When would the other high time?
So if-
I don't care. It's enough. Get the cell phone.
Yeah, for
It's
February,
okay. Let's do it.
September.
February.
I want the number.
I had a large event, in this past
But
February,
I
like a
don't
5
be
day
somewhere
event,
else.
and no complaints.
So I don't, so how about, what if we said on Sundays, we limited you to 10 a year?
But again, then we're actually penalizing the Jewish community.
No, we're
That's
not.
their day.
No, don't even go there.
That's their
You're not,
day.
I'm sorry. 10 weddings, even if I gave you 12, one a month. I mean, that's reasonable, okay? I don't think it's unreasonable. I'm not penalizing them.
Weddings are a big part of our business and our focus.
Is that your big?
And is Sunday a big part of your
Your
business?
customer base?
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
We have-
Sunday is a bigger part of.
Typical weddings on a Sunday.
They end at 2 AM currently, yeah. And again, my only,
Every wedding doesn't end at 2 AM, some do.
well, every, but they end
But
at.
I know they can have,
Yeah.
and some in the afternoon, I mean, it's not, anything is not like,
I was on my husband.
So if I have a celebrity, planner in, who's like, you know, from like representing, the Syrian community or, the Persian community, it goes to.
right, we're just saying, it's not all the time.
No, not all the time, but I would be limited because I can't then.
Well, I don't think that giving you one Jewish wedding a month is limiting you till 2 AM, if that's what you're asking. That's
yeah.
12 a year, all right? I mean, you can, I think that's reasonable. I don't think you should have them every Sunday. I don't feel it's fair to the tenants. That's me personally. I have to hear the residents, I'm sorry. And I think 12 is not unreasonable on our part. And you were telling me you would be happy with 60. I would give you, what?
Yeah, two.
Yeah, no, not 200. I'd
Skin the
give her
dreidel and
100.
whatever number comes up.
Yeah.
I've just never heard of being limited to how many events.
Oh, we limit all the time here. And I'm not,
No, I understand, and I, like I said, I was at Cipriani for over 10 years at 55.
Look,
We have the kind of,
what we've done with Cipriani.
well,
You know,
I've been gone since
Oh,
2018,
okay.
so I hope you've done a lot.
All right, yeah.
Um,
We've had
not
that.
enough, not enough.
So-
So I think, one Sunday a month till 2 AM is reasonable.
Well, and she
Wait.
can always come back.
Right.
Yes,
checking.
if it's, and there are no complaints.
But I already have more than like, Like on some of the, in September, I think I have 3 that are happening.
But there's no months that.
3 on Sunday
Oh,
because of Jewish weddings.
If there are no months that have, like, let's say you don't have, there's no wedding in January, February, then that allows for a couple more. It's not like one a month,
Yes,
but like.
it's 12.
Thing is like if
We're
a couple
living-
of months you don't have any,
We're
then
living
it
in
goes
you.
to that allotment of the 100 that.
Right, so it sounds like I should withdraw the application, right, and just keep operating like we have been then, because it makes more sense business.
You can threaten, you can do whatever you want. No, but that's how I'm feeling.
But
inside.
you still have that's not what I'm trying, I'm like trying to think like a business person that has to now go back to.
No,
My
but-
bosses.
but you have to listen as a business person.
Okay.
We're saying as, that 12 events, out of the, one Sunday a month, but you could do it
Just say
3,
12 events only on Sunday.
12 events for,
Right, on Sundays.
the Persian, Syrian, and
During the week,
whoever
Okay.
community
So
that
not one
thinks
a
of
month, you're
Sunday.
saying what?
No, that's what I
But
was
that's
saying.
It's a number.
Just
5
the
in
Sunday
December.
ones.
Gotcha.
But just the Sunday ones, you can
Okay.
have during the week.
Okay, so, yeah, sorry, I was confused because I heard once a month and then, okay,
No,
got it,
no,
got it.
12
Can
Sundays.
I just say something about Seward? Okay, the reason why you have so many in September is because you can't get married, between
Thank
the
you.
middle of July and August, which is Lag BaOmer. So
It's what?
it's Lag BaOmer, you can't get married during the middle of July through August. That's why there's no bar mitzvah, or anything else.
And take the captions with Lynn.
In September, that's why she can have one in September.
Bless
Going
your
back
heart.
to, going back to the Syrian community, who I'm very well versed with, they do a lot of weddings on Thursdays, and Mondays when they read the Torah. So those are 2 other big days, you could actually have weddings, and Syrians do have big weddings on those days.
Thank you,
And
Joe.
just keep, first of all, the main thing is to keep an open line of
Yeah,
communication
but-
with the residents.
Yes, all this fine.
And you said you're going to do some soundproofing.
Yeah, we've already said.
We're still giving them a 12.
So you know, if I make a suggestion,
Okay.
for the
It's
loading,
12 on Sunday.
loading, like.
Now, wait, got 3 conversations going
Here's
on.
what
here.
we come
Oh,
to,
wait,
all right?
Still gotta tackle the hours.
Yeah, you haven't decided that.
So much. So, tell me your name.
Carly.
Harley.
Harley.
It's fine.
So if we're going to give you, I would propose that you could have 100 events a year at this moment in time. That's many more than, you said that was you had.
We had 140 last year.
All right, well, we'll give you 100. Plus your 12 on Sunday, so that's 112.
I'm just thinking like, what if she wants to have a daytime event? Like, I feel like it should be 100 until a certain time.
that won't count, that's.
Yeah, daytime events should be excluded.
Daytime events are separate.
We don't care about daytime events.
Okay, I'm talking about the evening
Evening.
events and I'm talking about the hours.
We should have a sale.
We're giving you Sunday till 2 a.m.
Come on, one conversation, please.
We're giving you Sunday till 2 a.m. For those special events, for the weddings. I'm not gonna give you Sundays till 12 a.m., 2 a.m. for any other event.
No, we wouldn't need it for any other event.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then let's look at the hours for everybody else.
On the Sundays, by definition.
By definition.
Okay, we've done large venues and above or below residential ones. What do we typically do there? I don't know off the top of my head. but-
Sunday is always
Let's-
10 o'clock.
Okay, so that's one.
And then
What are the other 6 days of the week?
we'll
What
give an
are
extra
typically-
Sunday, we'll give
Usually
Sundays
12.
when there's like a Memorial Day or a Labor Day.
The
like-
day before a holiday.
Sunday is a holiday. Because then kids don't have to get up.
So what do we do Monday through Saturday for the?
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
I think you do Monday through Thursday, 12 a.m.
What if we have
Well,
a
Monday-
Thursday wedding?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Tell them to get
Some
married.
Thursdays,
Thursday,
Monday.
Thursday,
No,
Friday,
but that's
Saturday.
part of the 100 though, right?
No, Thursday and Mondays are also wedding
It's
days.
done Sundays.
Which I
But
said,
that's part of the 100. So I feel like you give
Oh.
100 2 a.m.s.
Yeah, like the 100
No.
goes to 2 a.m., so.
I'm confused.
It's that Monday and Thursday
That's
would be like 1 to 2 a.m.s. I mean, it's like flexible.
Why don't you
But
just,
that's every day of the week. I haven't solved anything for them.
Okay. I'll be there.
I think you can, you know, 2 AM is a big deal. It is a big deal where people live, okay? I'm sorry. I think it's fabulous what she's trying to do. I'm all for it, but I can't
We
give
have to
her
check.
5 days, 7 days a week till 2
No,
AM.
no, no.
I'm
Well-
sorry. And I don't care whether it's 100 or not. We've given her the daytime, but, and we're gonna give her Thursday for whatever wedding we may have that goes till 2 AM. You wanna do Friday till 1 or Saturday till 1 or 2, fine, but not Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I'm sorry, and the rest of the, so come up with something. All right, Vincent.
All right, how about, and I'm suggesting this because, you know, I'm also, considering the residents too. Monday to Thursday, 12, and then Friday, Saturday, 2 AM.
Friday, Saturday.
But she does weddings on Thursday.
Not gonna work.
You want 2 AM on Thursday? I mean,
Thursday,
what are we gonna agree on? It's whatever you guys.
So the 20 Thursday and Sundays.
That's good.
That's good, I like that, that's my Gabby, okay. So give me all the days.
I'm
So-
only here with the residents.
Monday through Thursday, 10 AM to 12 AM. Friday, Saturday until 2 AM. And then you have 20 for the year, Thursday and Sundays until 2 AM.
That's pretty good, kid. You gonna take it?
You need to add Monday in there.
Why?
Because I just explained that Jewish weddings are Monday.
You didn't
Thursday,
say that already.
and Sunday.
So 20 Thursdays, Sundays.
All right, so
21st
Monday.
is
And
Sundays and Mondays.
the Jews have more holidays than anybody in the world. So if they're not getting married.
Put the 10 o'clock on Saturday.
Young people or Rosh Hashanah or two.
I wanna stop. All right, so Gabby's gonna give the hours. Everybody listen.
In general,
Everybody listen.
Monday through Thursday, 10 AM to 12 AM, Friday and Saturday, 10 AM to 2 AM. 20 Monday, Thursday, and Sundays for the full year until 2 AM.
That's 60, like 20, 20, and 20?
No,
Oh, just 20?
yeah,
Okay.
But what was the second?
Friday to
I thought it
Saturday,
was
2
So
AM.
2 AM, so then what's the difference between that and the 20 events?
Because
Now we're
the
up to
events
20
can
Sunday?
take place on a Monday, a Thursday, or a Sunday.
Okay,
We've
good.
got 20 events for the Jews. Pardon me, I'm Jewish.
I know.
All right, 20 events for the Jews. Okay, it's all right, I can say that, not everybody.
Charge more than I did.
And if they don't use all 20, you don't get them. We're
And
gonna
then one
trust
more
you.
thing, the stipulation for the residents is that during the ones during the week that you do late, that you at least give the residents a heads up.
We've been doing that, yeah.
But
I think it's really reasonable.
All right, let's hear Carly, what do you have to say?
Does this seem reasonable to you? Are you?
I wanted to make,
So far? Okay.
I wanted to make a suggestion concerning the loaders and everything, and it's nice with the chairs and all the tables and everything, but sometimes if you could also, because they'll be on some of the weddings, you'll have live bands and stuff like that. If you could have backline there, like small sound system, drum set, piano, keyboard,
musicians.
bass stand, that also, that takes away loading for the band, and just it's one less thing of loading in, which should help his cause, and it's an expense that'll pay you back, like in a day or two.
So, just so you know what I've been doing, so one of the things I did was hire, an audio engineer, who 2-time Grammy nominated Oscar Award winner, so he's, one who's in touch, like, with the actual soundboard now, whereas we used to have outside production.
Right, so you don't have, so, because they would have to bring their own, Sirpianis and the others, but they would have to. they have their own- Right,
Yeah.
and, but most of those places, like, they have that, but then the drummers and the keyboards and they have to bring their own. And so if you were able to, I'm sure the place can afford it, have that, and this way that every group that plays there, unless it's some special thing, that's one less thing that has to be loaded in, and that would also just help mitigate some of the stuff. I'm not talking about the flutes or saxophones or whatever, but I'm talking about like the, the large type things.
That's our resident.
Really helpful.
Definitely put that on the list. There's a lot of stuff that I have.
Are we all right?
Yeah, and a drum baffle perhaps too, like that'll help, but I'm also keeping, a lot of the performances downstairs. So it's, again, an additional.
One last thing, and then I'd
Just
like to
the
have the
blue
questions.
notes, like, they have those things there.
So we can get out of here. We have one more.
Sorry.
You indicated that you might have an outside event.
No, that was a mistake. My
Okay.
bad. Sorry.
No,
No.
That's a whole other.
Yeah. My outdoor shed application is coming next.
No, we're all in agreement. Call the
Call the
question.
question.
Second, all in favor.
Yes, you got it.
Brad, how do you feel about this? Thanks, everyone. You okay?
Yeah,
All
I
right.
just want to make sure, Susie, that.
Well, just make sure this letter then, because this says opposed to, so this letter has to be addressed.
Susan,
Yeah.
I'm a yes, Susan.
Her community, they love to have a DJ, they love to have loud music, they have to be insulated, but these guys don't hear any music, and their furniture isn't vibrating.
What we're doing is we're actually controlling it with, the decibel level.
I knew
as well.
you never
So I've got
wanted to
decibel
work
readers
with
at
that.
every single, audio console that comes,
Good to
you know.
Cipriani's are soundproof because of the big,
Yeah.
so it could be Madison Square Garden, but as you don't hear it.
Or you're outside.
Right, exactly. And we are, like, again, we're
Right.
working on that. We're just also working on painter and.
I will do that.
Thank you. Yeah, you got it.
All right, so we have one more item on our agenda.
All right,
Are you ready?
Carly, good luck.
Come on.
Brad, good luck.
Thank
you.
Harley Quinn.
I think you should get a card.
I'm getting.
I know. Carly, he's a well-known.
No.
He is,
Yes, he is.
and he's very good.
Tito Fuentes Augusta.
We should talk to them.
Good, thank you. Did anyone else want?
I guess,
I'm actually be-
my buddy over there. I don't need a good luck.
Thank you.
I go.
Thank you, everybody, for that one. Let's go. This is first one in. That's side up.
One of the issues.
Totally. I would like to say, for everybody, please read it if you haven't. It's a breeze. We can approve it. I don't have to carry on.
I mean, tell us a little bit, let's go for it.
So we're on Governor's Island.
Go on.
I know, I was like, saying.
No,
We have a container, we, serve beer and wine right now.
In a shipping container?
Yeah.
Like they're gonna sit outside.
Exactly.
well, yeah, it works.
Exactly, and it's seasonal. We have other bars in the city in Brooklyn, and bottle shops in Moynihan. But we're looking to now offer the full selection of liquor, including, once you are on, like, you can't walk around Governor's Island, obviously with streets, so we want to be able to do with everybody.
Were you here before?
I wasn't personally.
Does this
Race Brewing, I mean, we've done applications for like outside, but not for that one.
Not for
There it
Governor's
is.
Island?
Look up on the board.
Yeah.
That looks familiar.
There she is. So we're gonna extend the deck actually too to connect. We're doing out of the white one and then.
All right, well, let's go to Governor's Island, we have to discuss this.
Yeah. Oh, thank you very
You
much.
called the question? Second.
All in favor?
All right. Good luck. Sorry you had to wait so long.
Be on the agenda subject to getting approved.
First in, last out. Can I have all the paper if you don't want it? Take the clips off, please.
Madam
Clips
Chair,
off.
did we already addressed 154 Church?
Did we address 154 Church?
What's 154?
154 Church was the pizza
No, it
place?
wasn't.
No.
Postponed.
New York spoke.
Yeah, I
No,
came
no.
late.
No,
Did
154.
The second.
we address it already?
Yes, yeah, just take the clips off.
We did. I don't know if we did.
The sidewalk cafe?
They didn't come.
I mean, no, because I was there on my way over and there were people sitting
With
outside
physically,
eating.
okay.
So was it a renewal or was it a?
They never came, they just put those chairs out there.
No show.
Those chairs are from the restaurant.
Good luck.
But people don't stay very long.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
All right, everybody. Thank you.
Okay, can you separate everybody and give me just the paper and keep the flip text
yes.
to the folder?
Will you all do me a favor and, we're adjourned. All of you walk by Wall